I know what you're thinking, pancakes.
Yeah, bacon, maple syrup, butter.
Okay, well, expand your mind and think midweek meal. Sweet potato, light, super fresh corn salsa, and we've picked the brains of you guys in Kenwood, so it's low GI and egg-free. Delicious, savoury, herby sweet potato pancakes. The sweet potato we need to cook up front. So we're going to cheat a little bit, you can roast it. We're just going to put it in a microwave for about 8 to 10 minutes on full power. Just make sure you give it a little bit of a prick before you do.
Otherwise it's going to explode.
Yeah, bang. That's all it needs. 8 to 10 minutes later, it comes out looking incredibly wrinkly, but cooked and very delicious. So that becomes that.
That is not as attractive.
Less so, but much more useful. Now for the pancake batter. And when talking to you guys, you said you wanted it to be eggless, but still light and fluffy. So you gave us some tips.
And this is where we found out about aquafaba, which sounds really weird, and we've seen it in like trendy bars and spaces, but never really understood what it actually meant.
It's bean water, or in this case, chickpea. So basically, get yourself a tin of chickpeas. Save the chickpeas, because we're going to use that in another recipe. However, this is the magic stuff. We're going to use it to fold into our pancake batter to make it light and fluffy. So, it takes a little bit longer to whip up than regular egg white, but if we pop it into the stand mixer, we want about 4 tablespoons. And basically the machine will make that super easy. So whack it up nice and high, and because it takes a bit longer to whisk, the machine will do that and it saves us time. While that's whisking up, we can chop up the herbs for our herby pancakes, lots of them. Chive, parsley and coriander, all super fine. And that's what you're looking for.
So the other great thing about this stuff is apparently you can't over whip it, which is perfect for people like me.
So what you're aiming for is something that's obviously like tripled, if not quadrupled in volume. It's got all the air in it, and you've got those wonderful soft peaks that are going to give air and fluffiness to our pancake batter. So right now, we'll just clean out the bowl and come back to that later on. And then we can use the same bowl and the same whisk to make a pancake batter. It's flour, a little pinch of baking powder, and then milk, heavily seasoned with salt and pepper and all of our fresh herbs. If you're ever making a batter, always try and do it the same way. So dry stuff in first, mix it all together if you've got herbs or spices or seasoning, or if it's a sweet batter, the sugar. And then you're going to add the wet a little bit at a time. As you whisk, no lumps.
And this time the wet stuff is a little bit different, isn't it?
So you can basically take all of the soft flesh out of the potato and throw it in, along with our milk, which we can dribble in a little bit at a time. If you want to keep this dairy-free, then you absolutely could. You should use soy milk, something like that. In this case, we're going for regular cow's milk. The gem of colour.
Lovely. Just scoop this out and in there as well.
Yeah, so you want about 2 tablespoons of your sweet potato flesh. In the same way we had 2 tablespoons of chives, of parsley, of coriander. This is super herby, super fresh. To be honest with you, you barely even need to chop it, especially if it's still warm from your microwave.
At that point, thinking, am I still making pancakes?
By adding the liquid a little bit at a time, you end up with a lump-free batter. In this case, the only lumps are the bits you've added in, the herbs and the sweet potato.
Tasty lumps.
Tasty
what
lumps.
You want from a pancake.
Now that's a batter, but because of the sweet potato, it's relatively heavy. So this is where our bean water comes in. All we need to do is fold it into that batter. Keeps it nice and light and fluffy. And that's what you're looking for, a nice, flavourful, herby batter that's fluffy.
Smells fresh.
The baking powder has started to react with the liquid, and now we can cook it in a pan. What we've got ourselves is a non-stick crepe pan, but you can use any frying pan. Have it preheated, so it should already be over a medium heat, and just a little drizzle of our rapeseed oil in there, and then we'll spoon blobs of it into our pan. It will need about 1 minute to 2 minutes on either side. You could do these in rings if you want them super neat, but to be honest with you, if you're cooking these at home, you just want them to taste good. Now after a minute or so, that's kind of what you're looking for. Those bubbles just forming on the top. That's the aquafaba, the chickpea water. It's fluffy, it's in there, along with a bit of baking powder. What you can do is flip them over and you've got a nice golden colour on one side, and look at that.
Nice.
That is a bouncy pancake.
Now, while Ben flips his pancakes, it's time to move on to a really simple and delicious fresh salsa. That, once you know how to make this, you'll be making it all the time. And it starts by stripping some corn, then slicing up some spring onions, dicing up your tomatoes, get rid of the wet bit, and a juice of a lime. Then top it off by slicing up some beautiful jalapenos.
Then all that's left to do is basically stack your pancakes up with the scattering of this salsa in between. So when everyone thinks about pancakes, they think about stacks and stacks of sweet pancakes drizzled with honey or maple.
This couldn't be any more different.
These are super savoury, and with all of your suggestions, Herby, 2, egg-free, we'll get some chive in there as well at the end.
One more, I had to go one more, sorry, couldn't help myself.
You are so greedy.
Look at it.
So much of our fresh chive. And there we go, a stack of our Herby sweet potato pancakes sorted. And there you go, next time you want yourselves a stack of pancakes, give these ones a go. Savoury, fresh, herby, and packed full of sweet potato. You can get the full recipe down below.